Alright guys, hello, welcome back to Raging Loop. We're on the second feast of the werewolf route. Last episode pretty good. We kind of sown some seeds of distrust with Konzo and Yasunada. I don't know though. I still feel like we're not in a great position. Feel like all the villagers are focused up. Meiko is furious. You hate to see it. She's never been mad before in this game. I'm actually scared what that means. Who knows, man? Let's just see what happens. Still think Nosato is the snake, by the way. Hopefully they give us an option to kill, but probably not, since we still need to fulfill Kaori's deal, right? But let's see how this goes. Half grinning in response, I drank more of the divine sake than usual. As far as I knew, though, alcohol wasn't good for you when you were injured. Thus the feast started. Takumi-san started out by giving the lead to Yasunada-kun, who readily accepted it. They'd probably decided on this during their secret talk. Right. They did talk alone. He gave several ideas. Chimi could have accidentally wandered outside on some errands. She also could have not returned home for some reason. And lastly, Chimi could have been killed by wolves who wanted to make it look like the corruption did it. That was when Takumi-san mentioned that you couldn't stay awake even if you wanted to, and Yoshitsugu-kun vouched for that. Then how the fuck did Yoshitsugu-kun wander out that one night then? I guess he just didn't go home first, which made some sense, I guess. With that, everyone agreed that it was unlikely that she'd accidentally gone outside. Then how was I literally just answered it. If you just don't go home, I guess you don't fall asleep. Their talk was similar to the one we had when talking about Mamiya-san's death last time. However, unlike this time, it had been a given that Mamiya-san had returned to her room once, so we reached the conclusion that she, a person who didn't end up sleeping, was a wolf. The idea that Chimi didn't return back home to begin with had me forming a certain theory. Is she down to say what I just said? According to Chimi from the first loop, you could be outside until 8 in the evening. Yesterday I woken up about 10 PM, meaning that anyone in their rooms between 8 and 10 PM would go to sleep. Or rather, be forced into sleep. You're saying what I said, but just better. Okay, yeah. I mean, we didn't notice that before, but I guess it's good to know for future events. Because, like, yeah, obviously you're like in trouble if you're outside, but if the corruption doesn't find you, then you're safe, right? Because who knows how long Chimi was out there, but she wasn't killed by the corruption at least. So that is some good tech, I think. That was when the wolves would be woken up, get in their wolf outfit they were given during the night, and do their deeds. From what I could tell, the humans would stay asleep. That was why they were always killed without putting up a fight. After that, the wolves would return to their homes and be forced to sleep again. Then the wolf outfit would be picked up and they would wake up the following morning. The Feast of the Yomi Purge wouldn't work without the sleeping function. However, I knew for a fact that people could die by just being outside their rooms. The first time it happened to Mamiya-san and Hashimoto-san, who wanted to spend the night in their van, while Yoshitsugu-kun was torn apart because of his own recklessness. Yeah, and I guess if you're not in a proper shelter, the sleep doesn't make you fall asleep. Same with Haruaki. When we were in the outhouse, it wasn't a proper shelter, so we didn't fall asleep, but since the werewolves couldn't open the door, didn't notice us, or not the werewolves, the corruption, we were able to live and kind of bypass the corruption rule. So yeah, it kind of strengthens what I said. You can go outside if you like are still outside beyond that time point, or even like just in a false shelter, and as long as you don't get spotted by the corruption wolves, you can actually just be outside. It's kind of some good tech. Last time, if you excluded Mamiya-san, a wolf, Yoshitsugu-kun suggested going outside right after everyone went to bed. The first time he'd probably gone outside long before everyone was forced to sleep. Basically, if you were in a room at a certain time, you would be forced to go to sleep. That was probably the true meaning behind the shelter taboo, It was just a prerequisite for the main factor in controlling the feast, dreaming, or in other words, sleeping. That was why those who didn't shelter would be eliminated by the bringers of corruption. Looking at it that way, I felt I could see the cunning, logical truth behind Great Lord Shinai. It is like a misconception. They're using like the whole shelter thing as like a cover for putting them to sleep, right? Because it's making it sound, I mean, it's still like supernatural, but it's like a different reason. Anyway, the main matter right now was Chiemi. I had no idea how she could survive outside until she committed suicide, but I would just assume she did. I mean, then I would just go by mine, as if the corruption wolves don't see you, you won't get punished. I also didn't know if she was waiting for the wolves or just happened to encounter us when we went to the dorm. However, it was clear that she'd been outside the whole time. Yasunada can also believe that and said so to everyone. His own idea that it was actually a murder made to look like a rule violation was dismissed because Chiemi's futon wasn't even spread out in her room. That meant that she hadn't even intended to dream last night.
つまりやっすんは理由はよくわかんないけど、知恵姉が死んだのは事故みたいなもんで、狼は誰も殺してないってことを言いたいのかな?
That could be our cover, to not lynch anyone again, which would actually be good for us, I guess. It stalls another day, and even with Chiemi's sacrifice, it's still -1. After Yasunada explained his position, Mochi interjected. He was a passive participant, but really good at it. Most of his few words were on the mark. He was also the monkey, so no one had to worry about him trying to mislead people.
つまり、狼はやっぱり殺すのをためらったってわけか。僕はそう思う。
That misinterpretation was actually good for us, yeah. It's kinda caught. We could go lynchless again. Though we didn't plan for it, we got rid of a human and there wouldn't be a hanging today as retaliation. At least a part of me hoped so. Kanto-san argued against it, of course. Sharp. I bet Hashimoto's gonna somehow clue in on it or something. Really trusting the old wolf man? This guy. Ooh, he's pissed. Oh yeah, it is. How did I forget when I literally introduced with it that Kanzo doesn't like Yasunada right now? Kanto-san's words were full of irritation, if not anger. It brought a change to everyone's expressions. I was the only one who could see this rationally. After all, I was the one who caused this. Little tomfoolery. I presented him with an unproven personal matter between me and a deceased girl, maliciously giving him several ways to view it. One of them led to the conclusion that Yasunada-kun was a dirty cheater who played both Chiemi and Haru-chan. I'd led Kanzo to that convenient idea without putting myself at any risk. I wasn't expecting us to avoid today's lynching to begin with. Thus, I would instead gain their trust by leading them to the truth. Okay, this is actually a good cover, and it makes you look like an important player. Just don't overplay your hand, because Hashimoto's good at reading people. The idea shocked everyone, but it was actually easy to explain. It was true after all. Someone who committed suicide wouldn't prepare their futon, and since the suicide was enough bloodshed for the night, the wolves didn't kill anyone else. It was an answer that let people combine the idea that the wolves didn't kill but planned to. And it made Tanzo like you more. The gun was also missing, so that's a little sus.
自殺死体を狼が見つけた後、特に何もせずに放置した。それを山の獣が荒らしたとすればどうかな。
そんなもんこの辺りの山にいるか、おやすさん。
He wanted to prove that the wolves were out for blood, but his knowledge as a hunter denied the possibility of there being such beasts here. So I helped him out.
こんなこと考えたくはないんですが、化け物。
Per se, it's the
あるい
corruption.
は神とか。
Because her body,
そういう
like,
存在かもしれ
even
ま
if
せん。
she's dead, she still needs to be punished by the corruption. Or at least that's how I would say it.
考え
For
て
being
みてくだ
outside.
さい。汚れを与える存在は実在するんです。初日に犬がいっぱい殺されていた。あれは事実。あれをやる存在が夜そこら中をうろついてるとすれば、死体を見つけて同じように破壊する可能性はある。それは読み人とか
Is Badger awake yet?
本物の世物
Or is
狼
it
と
the
か
next night?
そういうものかもしれません。
汚れをもたらすのは確かにそういうものかもしれません。おお、恐ろしい。
久石さん、いたずらに不安を煽らないでくださいよ。
いや、そのつもりはないんだ。ただ何か未知の脅威があるのは確かで、化け物じゃなくても注意すべきだし、死体が損壊した理由にだってなり得る。それは注意すべきじゃないか。
それはそうですが。
待てって、仮に千恵美が自殺だったとして、それで狼が
True.
好きだったかってのもわからねえだろ。
Good counter.
それに千恵美は自殺するような玉じゃねえと俺は思うぜ。
I think they need to, I was about to call him Takaru. Haraki needs to explain the idea that the suicide would block the wolves from killing one person. Then it would make sense.
そうだ。知恵姉は自殺なんてしませんよ。
まあまあ、皆さん落ち着いてください。
So he joined in. How would he handle this?
僕の意見を言
Yep,
ってもいい
I wanna
でしょ
hear
う
it.
か。
どうぞ。
もちろんだ。
僕、こんな図体ですが、一時は戦地でカメラマンやってましてね。いくらか。
マジかよ。
うん。で、専門家じゃないから何とも言えないんですが、彼女の遺体、頭部だけに散乱してて、壁の上の方
He noticed the splatter from the gun.
この
Interesting.
写真も撮ってあります。
Interesting.
銃創っぽく見えるんですよね。大口径の銃のチキン弾。
Sharp. A few people looked at Kanto-san. It was a fitting reaction considering he had a gun, and he grunted in response.
ああ、いえ。牧島さんがどうってことじゃないと思いますよ。
どういうこと？
上に吹き飛ぶ状況って。
Yeah,
やっ
the splatter, man.
口に
Think
加
about
え
it.
て撃ったのかなって。大きな銃ならだいぶやりにくいと思いますが。
Yeah, and the way he described it, how the blood was splattered up the walls, they would have to shoot from like a downward, or from like pointing the gun upwards, right? And Kanzo wouldn't do that. It doesn't make sense for another person unless they're really tiny. Unless that Meiko was shooting. Then I guess that would explain it.
誰かが殺すなら水平か
Boom.
あるいは
Exactly.
上から下に撃つ方が
I watched a couple of crime shows on TV. I watched a little, I don't know, Criminal Minds as a teenager.
となるとやはり
Little Law and Order.
が言うように自殺なんじゃないかと。彼女って銃を持ってたんです。
いや、
聞いちゃいねえな。
わしも聞いてはいねえが、資料
Oh,
の
so it
免
wasn't
許は
public
取った
knowledge. I guess that made sense.
マジか。それじゃあ散弾銃なら持てたはずだな。
地位は筋が良かった。量をやらすなら地位だと思っとった。
Kanjo-san's tone grew lower as he displayed an unexpectedly high opinion of her. The story that she was being cheated on must have hit even harder than I thought. Shimi really did have a place here. She must have gotten a license because she thought so herself. That could only mean that the gloomy talk from last time
だってここには私の居場所なんてないもの。
was just nonsense from a wolf.
いや待て、おかしい。それならなぜ銃が残ってねえんだ。ちえみの部屋にも銃弾なんてなかった。
Not even bullets is interesting. Not even like the box for it. I was just curious about why there was no gun too. Another option is Haru could have yoinked it. Because she did pass by the body again alone, but hopefully not. Because if she gets caught with it, it's pretty bad. But there were no bullets either, or shells. There were the rest of her stuff last time. Did they mess up while searching or something?
部屋には鍵はかかってなかったから。
Haru. I feel like Haru did it. I don't know.
そりゃそうだが。
一番危惧すべきは狼が銃と弾丸を持ち帰ったということだと思うんです。
That was when Mamiya-san took over.
実在が不確かな銃を必要以上に恐れるのもどうかとは思うんですが。
No, it's smart.
それでもこの後各自の部屋をざっとでも見て回る
Ooh,
必要があると思います。
everyone's rooms. That's smart. If Haru took it, we're boned. Or she's boned.
それで見つかるように隠す
Unless she's smart about it.
怪しいけどどう思います？
探す姿勢を見せることが大事です。
やろう。
Okay.
構わね
待ちたまえ。うちをそんな理由で荒らされるのは少々困る。古い猟銃が出てきてもおかしく
Poor
ない。
Nosato.
後ろ暗いところがあるんですか。
でもまあ確かにおっちゃんは銃とか持って帰らなさそう。そもそも持ってそうだしヘタレだし。
Yo, why you dissing, man? That's my boy.
しかも貴様はしかしああそうだ。正直死体からそんなものをもぎ取るなど。
Yeah, he seems kind of prideful to yoink shit, to be honest. I mean, we know it's not him, but I'm just saying in general.
臆病長者が死体が怖えんだろ。それで医者もできねえって聞いたぜ。
Hey, it's perfectly normal to be afraid of corpses. Even as a doctor. Not all doctors handle corpses.
違う。私は
黙りなさいよ、すぐ。のさとさん、どうかご無礼を。
I mean, Nosato just always makes himself sus, which is good, because I think he's a snake. I do feel bad about it. So he really was afraid of corpses. Man, the guy sure was hard to make use of. Still, there's no reason for us to be afraid here. I mean, I guess that's why Nosato never did any of the autopsy, because he's afraid of the corpses. After all, we weren't the ones who took the gun. I could only assume it was Great Lord Shania then. That would be a little cheat, man. Why are you stacking the odds for the wolves? They should... I understand the whole costume and the putting to sleep thing just for the mechanics of the game, but yoinking the gun's a little too much, I think. Thanks to Hashimoto-san, just about everyone now agreed that Chiyomi had killed herself with a gun. Proof was a very important thing. The people of Yasumizu really had to realize that. By cleaning up the corpses right away, they made it harder to find out the truth. Even Yasunada-kun accepted that Chiyomi had committed suicide. He was now muttering something like, "Chia ni why?" Kanto-san looked at him with extremely intense eyes. If you connected the story from before with the suicide, you could assume that it was the result of a love triangle drama. After all, she committed suicide in front of Yasunada-kun's room. With that settled, Takumi-san spoke up again.
で、結局、今日はどうするんだ？くくるのか、くくらねえのか。
After a moment of silence,
狼が殺したんじゃない。だから約束通り処刑はしないべきだ。
死人が出たらくくるのが約束。
no, Tanzo, you said if the wolf killed, you'd hang. Don't change the words.
狼が殺したんじゃない。
よろしいですか？
なんだ、植松。
私には芹沢様が雲の精神を
On the spider's mentality. Oh, she's trying to bring up the blocking
守ら
thing.
てならないのです。
なんだそりゃ。
汚れをその身に引き取る雲の精神によって他の皆々様を守られたのです。聡明で勇敢な芹沢様ならばそのような行動に出られるのではないか。
詳しく教えてください。
つまり昨晩自ら進んで血を流し
Yep.
他の加護者の皆様を守られたということならばもちろん芹沢様は
Oh, that's bid. That's bid that she mentioned the rival of the wolves part. Which is kind of what I thought too. She wouldn't just do it if the wolves didn't come. So now they can assume that if they believe her, that the wolves were coming for someone in the dorm. And by that logic, probably Yasunada. So the spider might actually protect him this night. And Kairi may just force us target Yasunada, which would be horrible. And we'd miss a kill. Let's hope that doesn't happen, but I can already see it, man.
ちいちゃん、あの子は乱暴じゃったが確かにそういうまっすぐな優しい子でもあったんよ。
そういうんじゃねえ。知恵ねえは本物の肝っ玉を持ってただけだ。
じゃあやっぱり狼は殺す気で近づいてたってことなの？ただな、確かに
True.
知恵ねが自殺する理由なんて
It's
他
locked.
に考えられないんだよね。
I don't know if we wanted that part or not. I think if we wanted that part, Haruaki would have said it himself, right?
悩みがありゃその相手を撃つ方が知恵ねえらしいってんだよ。あれね。
Still don't know why she didn't just shoot the wolves though. And then just die from corruption.
そして
Maybe it just wouldn't work because it's breaking the
体
rules.
を張って守ってくれたのも知恵ねえだ。
知恵ね
どうするんです？処刑をする方向に話が進んでますよ。
最低限するかどうか票を取ってもらいたいな。
What's Meiko thinking, man? I know she's angry. I'm waiting for the Meiko. Maybe we'll see it in the voting. What's storming in her brain right now?
僕も君も生き残らないとならない。脅威の排除が必要ならやむを得ないのかもしれない。
でも
もしそういう理由ならきっと芹沢さんはカゴ者じゃなかったろう。蛇のカゴ者は生きてて
2 nights worth of information. Does the snake reveal? They could start that early and just spam protect the snake. Especially if it is Nosato and he does know that Haruaki is a werewolf. And I think it would be worth actually.
狼の打倒のために覚悟と団結をできるなら
But if he just has 2 innocents, I wouldn't reveal yet.
まあ僕も
Just depends who it is.
両親に従って殺人はしない方に一票入れるけどね。
よし、挙手でいいか。
So do we want a vote? I feel like not voting would be better. Because then it's basically just skipping a day with just +1 kill, even if it was just a villager. But aggressively voting is fine too. It just depends how it goes. Just don't want any sus on us for as long as possible. And if you just don't vote, then I feel like that accomplishes that for another day, at least.
今日くくるものを投票で選ぶことに賛成の者は挙手しろ。
Alright. Meiko raises her hand. Don't do it, Meiko. The old wolf guy, Yamawaki-san, Kanza-san, Kyonosuke, Takumi, Rikato, Mochi, Yoshitsugu, and I raised our hands. Okay, so we do want to vote today. We are playing aggressive. So, Yamawaki. Who's Yamawaki again? That must be, Mamiya, right? Kanzo made sense. Nosato made sense. Takumi made sense. Ritato is interesting. Mochi, Yoshitsugu. Okay. The only ones who didn't were Kairi-san, Yasunada-san, Haru-chan, Meiko, and the journos. Oh, Yamawaki's tie. My bad. Never mind. Meiko? Apparently she's not mad enough to kill. That's the only good news.
Mochi.
ごめんやっすん。でも
Oh, I read it wrong. It was No, I read it right, but I thought Yasunada voted to kill. But it was, yeah, it's Yoshitsugu-kun. Derp. But that made sense.
そうなのかな。本当にそうなら夢ででも出てきてくれればいいのに。
そうだね。
9対6じゃ。
Alright.
来るもん選べ。
Who we hanging?
仕方ないな。あ、その場合、一人選んだらそのまま処刑をしてすぐに解散なんですか？
どうなんだ、おやっさん。
くくったら宴はしまいよ。
じゃあその前に大事な
Okay.
ことを聞いて
Did
お
the
き
snake
たいんです
contact
が
him?
さ
Or
っき言った
just a general message?
もしヘビが今日
Yep, yep.
狼
I
を
agree.
見つけてるなら
And just spam
名乗り
protect
出て
him.
もらっていいのではないかと。
そうですね。誰をくくるか選べるし、その後雲に
Yeah.
守ってもらうこともできる。
複数出てきたら嫌ですね。
Mamiya saying that is funny.
出てくるよ、複数。昨日、織部安永君が指摘した通り、一人目が名乗り出れば、
Mm-hmm.
ね。
He's prepared. Yeah, if the real one came out now, I would have to play the fake. You would lose though. I feel like chasing after a snake is bad. Typically when I do a fate snake play in logic games like these, I don't do them often, but when I do, I usually I go first. Actually, I think it adds like some credibility if you reveal a snake first, and then the real snake tries to counter you, and you're like, oh, look at him, he's desperate. He's trying to play it up because he's a wolf. Yeah. So, but I don't think he'll do that. It might be a little too aggressive, but we'll see. But the real one wouldn't come out just yet.
狼を見つけたヘビはいないか？
Osato.
いねえみてえだぜ。
Boo.
じゃあ昨日調べたのは人だったってわけだ。
But they found 2 people, right? Wait, no. Yeah, that was the first night, so it's only 1 person. Wait, then why did Osato want to hang this so bad? Because the snakes don't investigate. Do they investigate night 0? No, they don't. Oh, I was under the wrong impression the whole time. Never mind.
ふむふむ。ちなみに、今日の夜、
Ooh.
優先的に調べられたいって人はいます？
Interesting question. For a moment, I almost ignored that nonchalant question. But a second later, I almost stopped breathing. This was an attack on people who are sus, and if they volunteer to clear themselves. I had no idea why I thought that. It's a weird one, because you volunteer or not. I don't know what is. I've never heard of that. I don't know what I would do if I was a wolf. Obviously, you can't volunteer, but if people are sussing you, which Haruaki is naturally sussed on, then can you really not try to volunteer yourself? because then you looked sus. But this was a deadly attack. What was I supposed to do about it? What was the right choice? Ooh. Oh, I can't. I don't know. I don't know, guys. This is a Hashimoto is gaming. If we raise hand, I think we have to raise the hand. I think not raising the hand is too bad right now. We raise the hand, who knows if the snake would actually investigate us. And at most, the next day, I don't know if he would do that, but we could argue that we were the real snake and we were just baiting a fake snake to come out and fake investigate us. It sounds like a crazy play, but I think that's what I would actually do. If someone poses that question, I answer. Because if we don't raise our hand and we're already sussed, I think it's bad. Like if they had to lynch someone. Alright, I'm raising hand. I think that's the right play. It's rough though. Let's see. As a wolf, I didn't want to be investigated before anyone else. Even so, I raised my hand. At least say my logic. Not raising it might be seen as asking that I not be investigated. Was it just me? A total of 6 people raised their hands. Yes, so there's multiple. Kanzo-san, Kyonosuke, Yasunada, Mamiya, Yoshitsuru-kun, and me. There's no other fellow werewolves, which makes sense. Upon seeing you raise their hands, I instantly understood the nature of the trap. Those who wanted to have a voice in the feast simply had to raise their hands here. Being a proven human was necessary if you wanted to have influence and a voice here. The feast was a game of politics disguised as a game of logic. Since the murderers couldn't be scientifically investigated, you had to present possible suspects purely on circumstantial evidence. However, whether the others believed that or not was up to them to decide. And since circumstantial evidence, no matter how much of it remained circumstantial, it was entirely possible to make a fool of yourself by treating it like direct proof. There was also the fear of death as well as religious faith. Not many people were capable of deciding everything for themselves in this situation. Those who didn't have confidence in their own decisions left the choice to others, specifically the popular, capable leaders. I think we made the right choice. Yeah, it's risky, but we needed to show that we're not scared to talk. Yeah, and it does show, like, okay, if I'm cleared, I can take control of the game mentality. They were the ones who didn't raise their hands. They were too slow to realize how to react to this because they needed explanations and guidance from their leaders. Let's see who raised their hand again. Kanzo, Kyonosuke, Yasunada, Mamiya, Yoshitsuru-kun. So not Rikako, which is interesting. But most of the big players are just confident people. Okay. Those who wanted to be leaders, on the other hand, were constantly waiting for opportunities to consolidate power by proving themselves right. No talk to me.
例えばムロさん、この場全員であなたを調べることにする。明日名乗り出がなければあなたは安全。以後下手に疑われずに済む。
That's an interesting way of doing it. Because I usually don't like group-directed snake investigations, but if the snake actually follows it, which is hard to prove because you don't know, and if they actually do it that way, that's a good way of clearing people without revealing the snake. Smart.
なるほど。
今日も誰かが人だと分かったはずですが、名乗り出ない限り活かせませんもんね。
僕もそれは賛成です。
それなら私も調べていただきたいです。
私も調べてもらっていいかね。
Late to the party.
私も調べてみます。
The late people.
私も。
Everyone else now raised their hands like the followers they were.
め
Mei doesn't raise her hand, man. Meiko doesn't need it, man. She just lives by her own rules. She's just fine. These two don't raise their hands. Besides the monkeys, the ones who weren't raising their hands either didn't understand the situation at all or missed the right time to hide their hope that they wouldn't be investigated. Or they just don't care, like Meiko. But we didn't have any of those. Both Haru-chan and Kaori-san knew what they had to do. However, my only option in this situation was to raise my hand at the first opportunity. Good thing I chose it. I'd already done something to assert my wish to take a political lead. Oops. Besides that, I was a newbie who no one trusted, so I was likely a lynch target. See, this was my logic. I didn't go like that deep into that potential leader thing. I just thought that if they're going to lynch someone, then we're like on the list, on like the top of the list, and the fact that we didn't show the willingness to want to be investigated, to be cleared, is like sus enough. Like I would, if I was in the game, I would sus that person like pretty hard. Everyone probably assumed that I knew my situation. That was why I had to put myself ahead before anyone else. Otherwise, it would have seemed extremely likely that I was a wolf. Oh shit. Look at this. Hide me? The battle. Hashimoto-san slowly looked at everyone. He stopped the moment his gaze was directed at me. It wasn't stern or cold, it was as calm and gentle as always. But I couldn't help sensing a powerful will behind it. The will of a cameraman, an observer, who wanted to know the true nature of his subject. This wasn't a battlefield, the wilderness, or some restaurant selling unusual cuisine. But he was, as always, remaining an observer. He stayed at an appropriate distance, blended in with the environment, and focused solely on observation. And if he noticed something crucial, he would simply call it out. It wouldn't be that his words would prompt some other event. His attack would be over the moment he spoke. That was just how precise his observations were. Was I being paranoid? No. He was the real deal. A true threat to me. He tested me just now. Suspected me. In that case, what came next would be...
すみません。下ろしてください。そりゃあそうだ。後ろ暗いところがないなら、調べてもらう。
I wonder if he's gonna...
安全になりたい。そう思うのは当然でした。
I wonder if he's gonna direct the snake to investigate Haruaki.
でもじゃあ誰を調べるんです？
僕個人としては、Q ちゃんを調べてもらえたら安心なんですけどね。
Okay.
ただ、それは僕個人の気持ちであって、そうだな。不採取。
Okay. Oh no. I knew it.
彼はかなり頭が切れるよ。
No, dude. This is so bad. We're gonna have to make some plays or snipe the snake tonight or something crazy. Otherwise, it's gonna be messy. If you don't snipe the snake tonight, then unless the astronaut is a snake, I guess we're not sniping him. Then we need some, like, serious... We need to game hard on the next feast. We gotta reveal that we're the snake or something crazy. I don't know. I actually had to avoid being investigated by the snake.
なるほど。ということは、今日は不採取さんは処刑の対象から外すと。
Small term win.
そうなるね。
If I wasn't a wolf, this would be nothing but a kindness from a fellow outsider. I wasn't certain if he was doing this on purpose. No, he's suspects you, man, for sure. I can feel the rope tightening, man. We need to do something. However, I was certain of one thing. Yudai Hashimoto was my enemy. The most formidable among everyone here, in fact. All that hard work to save him, and now I had to kill him. But I had to do it to survive.
いいですね。ぜひ。と。
But it's actually a waste of an investigation. But you raised your hand. Like, can we really argue our way out of this? Because we did raise our hand to get investigated.
僕より優先的に調べられるべき人がいる。
Who would that be?
ほう
Maybe
誰かな
Hashimoto, since he's taking such a lead.
匠さんです。
Or Takumi-san. He also does kind of take a lead, low-key. In a different way. This was how I'd handle it. It was a setup for a future attack.
匠さんはおそらく今後もずっと中心的役割を果たしていくことになる。彼が人か狼かもわからない状況だとみんな判断に困るでしょ
う。それは。
Not wrong.
まあ、その通り
Yeah.
声が大きい人間ほどよく目立つが、それゆえに疑われることもあろ
う。おそらく優先順位的には、匠さんと牧島勘三さんが同等くらいでしょう。僕は早々に生存証明は欲しいですが、自分の安全を全体の利益より優先させて、
This is pretty
それを
smooth.
非難されるのはごめんです。
I don't know though. It's a decent argument.
それでも僕を先に調べてもらえるなら構いません。調べてください。
I don't know if Hashimoto's gonna push it though.
あるいはこういう振る舞いをする僕が疑わしいなら投票してもらってもいい。僕は皆さんの勝利を願いながらくくられましょう。その覚悟は昨日の晩に済ませました。ちえみちゃんが示した勇気を彼女ほどかっこよくはないけど僕も持とうと思います。
春明様、
どう思うモッチ。
匠にか。まあ確かにそうだな。
He's not wrong. That's the best part.
ねえ、やめない？この
あたしもこの子は狼じゃないような気がするけどね。
Araki or Takumi? That went well? Haru-chan was kind of overdoing it, but as long as she didn't take it any further, it'd be consistent with her act so far.
なるほどね。それじゃ。
Okay, he's not gonna push it.
蛇の型に調べてもらうということで異論はないのかな。ムロさん本人もよろしいかな。
ああ、構わね
え。では、それで。
He couldn't push any further. Now it was time to vote. How are we voting?
拉致が開かねえ。上松のもう票を取れ。
It's good to talk things out sometimes, Tanza.
はい。記録を
This should be
出し
interesting.
ましょう。
So Kairi's just gonna vote with Yasunada. I don't know what Haru's gonna vote with. Probably Mochi or Yasunada too. And Yasunada's not gonna vote any of us, so whatever he votes is good for us technically. We continued talking for a short while after that, but it was mostly pointless chatter about what we should do, if anyone had any ideas.
あのさ、どこかにカメラを仕掛けておけば狼が誰かわかるんじゃない？
What? Oh, to the cameraman?
それを今この場で言ったら狼にもバレて意味なくなるんじゃないかな。
あ、
That's just her trying to look innocent. Don't overplay it too much. Mochi's good at reading people. I don't think he would rat on Haru, but we'll see. Archan did as I told her, displaying dedication towards contributing to the feast. Okay, this was part of the plan. Sure, I guess. I don't think you need to do that. No one's gonna vote her. No one's voting Haru or Kairi. And probably ourselves this first night since we're clear, so we're fine for this lynching, I think. The only one in danger is maybe ourselves. But we'll see how it goes. A decent amount of time had passed since we started the feast, and it'd probably end right before the evening. Takumi-san was silent. He seemed against hanging people on a whim at first, but something had changed in him somehow. Chemi was like a fellow pillar of the community, so it must have hit him pretty hard. At this point, the only one clearly opposed to the vote was Mamiya-san, but even she only had a hand on her forehead. Good girl, Mamiya. And so the vote began. He's gonna point at us. He's just zooted. Me? Takumi? Dude, this old man is trash. I don't get him. It feels like sometimes he's like has some deeper reasoning, but his votes are always so weird. I don't get him, man. He is just chaos. Okay, that's weird. Did I push things too far? He's 8 road, man. I mean, that's good for us. Not like Yasu's down in that hang today. But still. If he did, that would be good for us, so we can actually have some freedom for our kill tonight. I don't know who are they gonna vote? Maybe just the old wolf guy, honestly. No one's really like overly been sus. Or Meiko, man. Don't kill Meiko though. Then she'll really be mad. Ooh. Which one? Mamiya, probably? I mean, yeah, obviously can't vote Hashimoto. Okay, so outsider bias takes over. Despite her actually participating. Compared to the old wolf guy. I'd still vote the old wolf guy, man. He's just like useless. It's like a fine kill if I was a villager right now. It's just fine, right? Technically Meiko is fine, but you'd have no soul if you'd vote for her. Who you got? True. True. Take him out, man. It's just the easiest kill. Oh? Does he suspect someone else? Ooh, does Takumi suspect someone though? That's a little scary. There we go. Just follow him. Okay, there we go. Okay. That's what I thought. It's just in like a game state right now where there's just no one sus, and obviously everyone agrees not to vote Haruaki. Like it really is just old wolf guy Mami and Meiko, sadly. And then you just vote old wolf guy because he's the most useless out of them. What? Leave Ratato alone, dude. If Nosato is the snake, he's definitely investigating Kaori tonight. Oh man. I feel like she did that before. Last loop, even when she wasn't a wolf. But it was accurate. Should we be countering that when it's accurate? What? Of all people, she was the one to say that? Oh, kill herself because she didn't want to be a wolf. Then again, I was actually planning to mention it too. Okay, that's actually not bad logic, I guess. And if Furtado was a wolf, that would be a good cover story for Chimmy. Never mind. I thought that was bad too for a second, but when you think about it, it's fine. That was a smart move.
どういうこと母さん。
狼同士が仲間割れしたのかもしれないという。
Oh.
殺すか殺さないかとか。そういう。
That's not. I was just going for she's a wolf and she didn't want to play the wolf, so she just killed herself. Which we know isn't true because she was the wolf last route, but yeah. I guess that works too. Wow, it was almost as if she was there herself, huh? Hanzo, she was nodding. After all, in the feast, it was common sense that humans weren't the only ones who could die at night. By creating the possibility that Chimmy was a wolf, we would mess up their assumptions about how many wolves there were left. I mean, if I was a smart villager, I would still assume 3. Just have that possibility. But 3 is be like the fact right now.
殺したくなかったのかもしれない。それで自殺したのかも。
待ちなさい、オリベのご婦人。それだと一人分の
It's a good question. I mean, we counted that as, but I don't know if we could just kill anyways. Like, could we just kill anyways? I was like, I don't know.
いや、わかりませんよ。
I guess you don't want to risk it if you're a wolf, and if we accidentally break the rules.
それで死体はあの場に残って、夫妻さんの言うように獣か何かに荒らされたとかね。
I don't know. I'm worried about Hashimoto. I feel like Kaori, like, the first play was good, but I don't like her explaining too much, and then agreeing with us. I feel like he can read stuff. Connect some dots, but we'll see.
そうだった場合、ちえみちゃんは人だったと狼は主張するんじゃないかしら。
She said that while looking at Rikako-san, who praised Chimi's actions on the basis that she was human. But I think she's overplaying it.
違います。私はただ芹沢。
美化したかった。
Yeah. I don't think you should push so hard. I think it's like also logical, like what Rikako thought. Fully aware that my comment was unnecessary, I took the stage. Plus this creates some distance from Kaori, which is good.
でも、その死が前向きな理由だったなら、僕らもまた前向きになれる。そういう実のところ僕らに対するケアだったんじゃないですか、リカコさんは。
I took her side this time. She was an important person with special powers. It's better for her to die later. I couldn't deny that a part of me didn't want to kill her, but I ignored it. After all, following the betrayal, the only one suffering would be me. Right now, the important thing was to pretend to be a human fighting the good fight against the wolves. Kaori-san was a wolf and would probably be outed eventually. I had to make sure I wouldn't be suspected based on acting of support of her beforehand.
そう思っていました。ただ一番は本当に芹沢様が勇気を持って盾になられたのだと。
Probably true. I didn't doubt that. Rikako-san might have been more traditional than anyone else in Fujiyoshi, but her heart remained good-natured.
わかった。あとは皆が判断する。次。
So the votes are all split up, besides old wolf guy, right? Or actually, I guess that's not didn't vote yet. Still on me. Just like last time, he voted for me on the first day. But I was wrong in thinking that he could have investigated me. So why would he? Why is he aggroed, man?
理由は何でしょう？
君自身が言った通りだ。率先してヘビに調べられることを拒否した時点で、君への投票を決めて。
I thought that was a good way to push it too. Like if I was Hashimoto and I really wanted to push it, I'd say, "Oh, but you put your hand up for being investigated first." Because the question was, do you want to be investigated first, right? Like tonight. So just denying that makes you seem sus. So I'm with Masato on this one. It's a decent vote.
なるほど。わかりました。もっと利己的になった方が良かったとは思えないんですが。
Can call it selfishness, but
次僕はさっき言った通り
pretty sure Wolf Guy's just gonna get out anyways. I'm interested in the Mochi vote, because he's kind of friends with Wolf Guy. Look at him. He was the first to get 2 votes. He might go Mamiya. Ooh. Okay. He is voting us.
なんでそう思ったの
He susses us? We were a little dramatic when we were protecting Rikato. I didn't want to say it, but we did seem a little melodramatic.
どういうことよ。いや、ほんとそれだけ。もっとヘラヘラ
He
してる
can
方が
sense our
発散っぽ
change
い
in
から。
personality. The scary thing was that such random thoughts of his often hit the mark.
よし、どうする
No, dude. Please just kill the old wolf guy. Don't kill Rikako.
あなたも自分で考えなさい。
I mean, we'll see. We're definitely not on the table. Because Rikato's not gonna vote us. Obviously, Haru's not gonna vote us. Meiko might. She was mad at us. Oh, wait. Maybe we're not off the table. It depends how the journalists push if they vote together.
上で言ってんだ。何より死んだ理由まで長者に利用されるのが俺には気に食わねえ。
What are you even talking about?
次、ハル。どうする
私も植松。
Oh, Rikako. Do we force the Rikako vote? I'd rather force Wolf Guy.
なぜ安光の者の死を悲しんだ彼女が疑われねばなら
No
ぬのか。
Sato's aid road.
これ
I'd
が
be mad
安光
too.
の恩の返し方か。
Based.
もう次行っちまえよ、匠に。
So 3, 2, 2.
あんただ、植松里香子。
Well, Wolf Guy.
織部香織様に
Fine.
お返しというわけかしら。はい。私は
Ooh.
人ですから。先ほど述べられたご理由は
I know the crows literally, the crows should come out after tonight if they're alive. Because it would be very telling. Because if we kill Rikako, then Kairi's gonna be suspicious. And Haru, which would really suck. We need to kill the old wolf guy. Oh, but I don't know.
もういいか。じゃあ次だ。
Okay, Meiko. The bid Meiko vote? Don't do it, Meiko. If she votes us, we might actually be cut. Oh, I'm cut. Oh man, she's pissed. What did we do, man? What did we do? She's angry. What?
臭い死のことか。なんで入れた
みんなダメ。だけど順番。
Oh man, she's out for blood. She's out for everyone's blood. What is happening?
おい、何言ってんだこいつ。
What happened?
それが私
She's so pissed. I'm scared. I knew this would be bad for us. I literally said it. We're at 3 votes. Wait, could it be that she was...
みんな、なんとかなの。だから、
Everyone needs to hang. Meiko was the badger? Wait, was she? Wait, this is... I mean, if she was, this is great news. Because then we don't have to kill Meiko, which is extremely based. Crap, I couldn't use her no matter how hard I thought about it. What is she? Maybe she's repeating the words of the Shinai? But why? And she's just confused about the orders, and that's why Rikako doesn't know? Because she doesn't really believe in the badger? Hell, she could totally give it away and ruin us.
まあいいや。次。
She knows we're evil, man.
臭い死の番だぞ。
So it's 3-3. I think we vote Old Wolf Guy, and hopefully the journalist would vote him too, because he's just useless. I don't think we push for Taco. Because then the journalist could kill us. But if they see we vote for Old Wolf Guy, which it would be for the good of the game, I think maybe we can get off. Alright. Right now I had 3 votes, as did Ratato-san. The Old Wolf Guy had 2, while Tatami, Tari, Yasunada, and Mami-san had 1 each. To survive, I had to vote for Ratato-san or the Old Wolf Guy, and my vote would affect those of the remaining 2, the journos. If they both voted for me, it'd be game over. But if I was right about the nature of Hashimoto-san's action, he was trying to decide whether I was clean or not. And if he decided that I wasn't, he would surely mention it before the vote began. I mean, if they give us an option, it's obviously the wolf guy. We literally just protected Rikato, like 5 minutes ago. If they see that we vote her, then that looks so suspicious. It makes no sense. It was possible that he would vote for someone else. I had no idea if Mami-san would follow his vote, but even if she didn't, it wasn't likely that she would vote for me. Basically, if I voted for Ratato-san, she would get 4 votes and most likely be lynched. And if I voted for the old wolf guy, he would have 3 votes, and depending on who the journos vote for, I could end up in the final vote. None of those with just 1 vote were particularly suspicious, so it's best to disregard them altogether. I had to vote between Ratato-san and the old wolf guy. But honestly, it wasn't much of a choice. Dude, I'm still so happy Meiko's a badger. I think it's true. I think she got the message from the wolves and she just doesn't know how to parse it, so she's just like, we hanging everyone. Even if she doesn't know what that means. I'm so happy. Let's go. Kairi-san's words about Ratato-san relied a decent amount on the assumption that the village heads were anti-Asamizu, but that wasn't very credible. It would be strange for me to base my decision on that. We already had Haruchan agree with Kairi-san's words. She didn't even give her own reasons. I didn't want to be considered an ally of those who'd given up on thinking for themselves. Now all that mattered was who the remaining 2 would vote for. This could lead to another final vote, but I'd think about that then. Okay, no choice. It's fine. Because I would totally vote for the old wolf guy anyways. Just the smart vote. I had to say something justified and useful to the humans. He's really a schemer. My words surprised everyone. Naturally, I couldn't say that I'd seen him make a decent play when he was a badger. But why would he vote Takumi? He's playing on a different plane. Well, it's fine justification. True. A loophole. Because he always wants to order his things before he's up to hang. And also we didn't actually see him hanged last time, because Kanzo hung him himself. I hadn't seen it this time around actually, but no one would find my claim fishy. He's a freaky dude. He decided to ignore it all, apparently.
宴を回避する方法をご存知なのなら、ぜひ僕らに教えてほしいものです。それならこの表を取り下げたっていい。
誰も山からは逃げられん。
つまりどうあっても協力する気はないということです。
Or you're just saying no, he doesn't know a way. But I think this is good enough. No one wants him around anyway.
わかった。次、あんただ、間宮さん。
私は危険でいいかしら。
Ooh.
人殺しに加担したくないんですが。
Abstained.
そうはいかねえ。あんたが誰を疑って誰を擁護するかだって見られてんだ。
分かったわ。じゃあ。
Oh.
あなた、牧島春さん。
It's a weird vote.
春？理由は？
大したことはないです。絶対に処刑対象にならない方の中で一番怪しい人を選んだ。
Okay. Casting some suspicion for the future.
本当は山脇さんに投票しようかとも思ったけど、報復でいがみ合っても仕方ないし。
True.
私よりはるちゃんの方が怪しいっていうのか。
Not good, man. I don't know. It's good right now, but I don't see the future being good. This is rough.
あえて言うならですよ。植松さんへの嫌疑を答えずじまいなところとか態度とか、別に確たるものはありません。
Saw through Haru-chan's act, huh?
だからこだわりはしないけど、狼は全員とても狡猾で残忍で度胸が座った人物とは限らないし。
True.
この今も投票されないか心の底で怯えているような人もいるんじゃないか。その問題点
Smart outlook.
投票するわ。それだけの理由でひどくないですか？あなたたちがやっていることがそもそもひどいです。
You don't think that's true avoiding Ratato? For no reason?
クジラを立てないでちょうだい。
わかった。
Did
最後はあな
vote.
ただ、橋本さん。
He's the if he wanted to tell us, he could do it right now. I really thought Mamiya would vote Old Wolf Die, honestly.
難しいな。
He's not voting Ratato. It's between us and Old Wolf Die.
難しいけれど。そう、狼じじいさんに
Yeah, he's just
入れさ
useless.
せてもらおう。
Like, he's unsure if we're guilty or not, but he is suspicious of us. But Old Wolf Die just doesn't do anything, literally. It was settled then.
理由を聞いてもいいかい？
皆さんの人となりがようやく分かってきましたけれどね。
Ooh.
ここでムロさんを指名するのはおかしい。それだけのシンプルな理由です。
Okay, fine.
なるほど。わかった。
今ので4票で。
Sensei, can I arrange my things first?
縄持ってこい。
時間が欲しい。
What does he do, though? I want to know.
黙れ。
Uh-oh. I'd seen this before. Kanzo-san punched out Wolf died shocking some people. Let him arrange his things, man. In the end, upon getting the rope, Kanzo-san tied him up and went to hang him on the pine all by himself. Not again, dude. We need some visual. Maybe they're working together or something. I don't know. Why can't we see? He never does this when it's not the Old Wolf guy. It's sussy. It's sussy, man. I'm actually a little sus because the vibes are kind of good right now. I can understand the last time when the vibes were bad because Haru died and he was pissed, but he should be like not as pissed right now.
おやっさん、どうした？
The conditions for it were different, but this event unfolded the exact same way as last time. This was just my assumption, but I believe that Kanzo-san had some sort of unfinished business with the Old Wolf guy. And I mean, I guess he didn't do it in the first round because he was already dead. Perhaps he, too, suspected the old man would try something strange here. The first time he said he needed time, everyone accepted it, and soon he and Mochi, who accompanied him, were found dead outside. Was he planning to do something before his execution? That something led to murders and made Kanzo-san forcefully drag him out to the tree. It seems significant to me. Dragging my feet in the line heading back to the dining hall, I thought about the old wolf guy. Was there some sort of way to make him talk? Maybe I could loop back and... No, he probably wouldn't react to anything I said. For now, I just had to be glad that I survived today's feast. I couldn't show it, of course. If there were any holes in anything I said today, it could prove trouble further down the line. Even so, I cast aside my doubts and taken a step forward. I could win this. I don't know, man. I'm not confident at all. There's sus on Haru. Tyree's kind of overstepping with the sus on Ritato. I feel like people might be fine with it, but Hashimoto's sharp. He could see through it. And even with us, I don't know. I don't know, man. Meiko the Badger, as much as I love Meiko, and now we don't have to kill her, which is really good, because I would hate to do that. She is kind of useless as a Badger. She just wants to vibe, man. No wonder she's pissed, man. She's just vibing, and now some ancient god's like, you gotta kill all the Yomibito, and she's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm just gonna kill the wolves. It's based. It is based. Like, what stops a Badger from doing that? I guess just the mind control influence thing. Like, what stops a Badger from just being like, yo, I know who the wolves are, I'm the Badger. It is, I mean, they would win, right? Since they're still a villager. Though I don't know. I would win this as a wolf. Anyways, enough yapping. I think we will end now. We're a little over the hour. But that was a fun feast. Very tense, very tense. I don't know, man. Mochi's kind of susses us too. He's really sharp. It's gonna be tricky next feast. Hopefully, we're gonna kill Yasu. Hopefully, I don't know. If we're gonna kill Yasu, I guess it is what it is. It's still not a bad kill. And he's kind of more on our side. Kanzo's kind of on our side too, though. It's alright. Anyways, we'll see how it goes next time. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you later. Fingers crossed we don't get stopped by a spider tonight. Otherwise, that would be disastrous. But if the spider's smart, and they believe the Rikato theory, that we were going to the dorms and Chemi stopped us till she saw us by killing herself, then they might guard Yasunaga, because he's the highest priority target in the dorms. But I don't know if they're... That's kind of deep thinking. I don't know if they'll do that. But we'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.